Hey, I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Rise or Fall for a little Beasties Boomers actions for Friday, July 1st. Can you believe it? Just in time for the 4th of July holiday weekend. I hope everything is safe and happy and you do all that you want to do. When we look at today's baseball schedule, it is large. 15 games all day. First pitch on most of those is around 2:20 p.m., but per usual, I want to talk about main slate. And on FanDuel, 10 games, locks at 7:05. On DK, 10 games, locks at 7:05. And guess what? Yahoo, 10 games, locks at 7:05. So yet another day of unison across the board when we're talking about MLB, baseball, and DFS. Before I get into the stacks tool and the study hub, which is, they're beautiful, right? Let's just call it what it is. Make sure you go to the website and use promo code BEASTIE. You'll get $10 off your first month of premium services, and you can play along at home. And I know we have some of us 4-day holiday weekend here. There's going to be a lot of downtime, a lot of cooking and drinking. Hang out with Team Rise or Fall in the Discord. All you got to do is use promo code BEASTIE. Tell them I sent you, or my cat, however you want to put it, and we are off and rolling. Let's talk about baseball. Let's talk about the New York Mets, shall we? Here we are back at it once again. We are in the driver's seat here at Team Rise or Fall. I always say it right here. This is this big join the chat, join the Discord, Team Rise or Fall chat right here. We know the deal. As I said, I want to talk about the Texas Rangers playing at Citi Field in New York, in Queens tonight. And if 7:10 first pitch here, and let's just bring up the Mets. That's what we're really after. At least that's what I'm really after. And truth be told, I always make my intentions clear. I always let you know every step of the way, every step of the process here. I sat down last night to do these notes. I'm just, cruising through each one here briefly. And let's bring up Brandon Nemo. I know it's a little weird in how we're doing this, but when you look at the New York Mets today, as I said, I was doing it last night and nothing jumped off the page. Obviously, Arizona at Colorado, over 11.5 runs. That one is like, wow, I need that one. Pittsburgh, they could hang 6 or 7 runs. Atlanta Braves, 6 or 7 runs here. Even the New York Yankees in Cleveland tonight. So why, Chris, are you stuck on the New York Mets? I will tell you, as it stands right now, the Mets are 47-29 following a 2-0 loss to Houston on Wednesday. New York was swept out of town in an interleague game here. But again, as I said, Texas comes to town and they open up a 3-game interleague series this weekend. Texas, not so bad themselves. They're 36-38, 2 games under 500. But when you look at the Mets here, the over has cashed in 4 of the Rangers' last 5 games, and the Mets, the over has cashed in 6 of the Mets' last 9 games. Nice. You love to see 6 out of 9, 6-9, and we are rolling here. Let's start with the guy in the leadoff spot, who I typed in the projections, and here we go. Brandon Nemo. This guy has, when you look at the Mets, I know, hopefully I don't catch a lot of flack for this, because I know, aside from the Yankees, there's a lot of Mets fans, right? And kind of like the Tigers, a long, storied, historic franchise here with little to no success. But right now, the Mets are playing well, and they got rid of Conforto, and now, boom, Brandon Nemo is in the top of the order, and you love to see that. So far, so good for Nemo. 42 runs, 24 RBI, 5 bombs. He's not running it all. He's got 0 stolen bases, but he's walked 28 times. And when you look at him here, you can see his ownership percentage is at 1.90%. And I'm telling you now, maybe I'll edit this clip out later in the day, but I'm telling you now, if and when the Mets hang 9 or 10 runs tonight, Nemo is going to be the catalyst to it all. You do not want to miss out on Brandon Nemo tonight. And let's look up at the study hub here and see. You got Glenn Otto, right-handed pitcher for Texas. He's only started a few games, nothing crazy. I'll just call it like it is. You tell me if I'm crazy or wild for this one. The jury is still out on Glenn Otto. Texas is going to do their thing here, but for the sake of today's game, right-handed pitcher Glenn Otto, not really on my radar to play with. I want to stack against, if that makes sense. And as you can see here, Brandon Nemo, let's kind of implement this stuff. I can talk and talk without ever really saying much. And Brandon Nemo, look at this. A's across the board here. And when you look at Nemo in DK, and just a brief thing, let's bring up the Mets here. This thing is, the more you fool around with it, the easier it becomes. And then boom, before you know it, it's like you've unlocked, the key to all your success. And there's Brandon Nemo there. His DK projection tier is an A, and his projection is about 8.80. Not kidding. I think he doubles that tonight. I think we're looking at 16 plus points from Nemo, and a bomb, one swing of the bat would put him at like 18-7 on FanDuel. So don't worry about that. Get Nemo $3,000 on FanDuel, 4-4 on DK, and only $14 on Yahoo. Going down the list here, and I like doing it this way. Let's type in the 2 spot, Starling Marte. Now this guy, he's how can you not like this guy? Not Ketel Marte, they're not related. When you look at Starling Marte, only 2.2% owned here, right-handed bat, 3.6 on FanDuel, only $5K on DK, and $18 on Yahoo. When you look at Marte, 8 stolen bases, 7 home runs, 48 RBI, and to go along with, 442 slugging percentage. His average is 279, so that is unbelievably good to see. I need to cut it out with all those adjectives here. Unbelievable, awesome, terrific, all that stuff. But hey, Starling Marte, there we go. Projection tier is an A, but his value tier is a D. And obviously, I'm sure you and I could put that 2 and 2 together at the same time. Marte's price tag on FanDuel is 3.6, and when you look at his projection here all the way across the board, it's around 11.65. So when you do the math and you crunch the numbers here, that's like a D here. Again, basically like Brandon Nemo, I think one swing of the bat and Starling Marte is going to return 3-4 times value once he steals second base. Does he steal third base? I don't know, but get Starling Marte in your lineups. In the 3 spot, I won't spend a ton of time on Francisco Lindor. We know what this kid brings to the table. His FanDuel rating is 2.76. When you look at this, sometimes we're used to seeing 68.9, 72.2, but today, given the fact that it's early, we're still kind of crunching, or at least the Rise or Fall Study Hub is still crunching the numbers here, but I always like to get an early start on things. And you look at Lindor on FanDuel, at least 2.1% ownership here, and when you look at what he can do exactly on FanDuel, here we go right there. Francisco Lindor, his projection tier is a B, but his value tier is an E. Has everything to do with his price tag. As I said, 5.2 on DK. And when you look at his projection here as well, 8.53. Again, I have to give a round of applause to CG and everybody at Team Rise or Fall. These numbers here, these DK projections on the Mets at least, they're very humble. They're very up. This is what we expect, and it's kind of like they're like me, like I'm trying to do now to you. We're lying in wait. It's like I'm not going to say they're going to run the okey doke and kind of say the ownership percentage is going to be low, and then boom, they're going to explode and it's going to go crazy. Regardless of that, let's move down the list and let's talk about Pete Alonso. Polar Bear, we know what this guy does. He's got a dad bod. He makes all of us proud across the board here. 1.9% ownership is wild to me. And when you look at him, 4K on FanDuel, 5.6 on DK, $22 on DK. Here he is on DraftKings, as I said, 56. His projection tier is an A. That's unbelievable. That's great. Look, 8.98. Again, a floor projection in my book because, again, I think he's going to triple or quadruple that. We're looking at 24, 25 total points here, at least on FanDuel. So, because the scoring is obviously different here, but it's a lot of the same things count in terms of points and total bases and all that. When you look at Pete Alonso here, there we go. A projection tier, E value tier because of his price tag. You can see it's in red, $4,000 with his projection 11.96. So just a few decimal points under 12 here. And when you look at Pete Alonso, let's scroll over. I want to look at some numbers really quick. See, this stuff, some of the stuff is yet to be filled in. But again, we can double back, as the day progresses. Maybe as the day progresses, I could send some screenshots under this video on YouTube, on the Rise or Fall Twitter page, discussing and tweaking some stuff here. And last but not least, I want to mention a guy. I always give people 5 batters, again, because on DK, you could stack 5 of them. On FanDuel, you can only do 4. So we have a system here, well, at least I do, and in my mind, it's like a hamster running around a wheel or a squirrel cage, however you want to put it. But it all makes sense in my mind. I think that the thing here, I don't want to say genius here, but the thing is getting everything out of my mind, out of my mouth, into the microphone to you. And there we go. Here's Jeff Mcneil, 2.10% owned, at least on FanDuel. Let's check him out on DraftKings here. And this guy, what I want to say about Jeff Mcneil, I'm going to bring up my notes on another page here. That's the last thing I want to do is halt the video. When you look at Jeff Mcneil so far, he's batting .323. He leads the Mets, and the second baseman is a team high .380 on base percentage, while, as I mentioned briefly, Pete Alonso, 22 bombs, 69 RBIs, nice, and 77 hits here. So that's the way I'm rolling with it today. Let's just, for good measure, type in Mcneil. Boom, there he is. Only 2% ownership. So let's bring my face in. We'll get the heck out of here. We can enjoy our holiday weekend and bounce from there. We are back. Thanks for being here. I am Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie. I appreciate all the love and the support on the videos. They're slowly growing and climbing, so I thank you for watching, leaving comments if you're sharing or telling your friends, whatever you want to do. It's just greatly appreciated, because truth be told, I could do this and just look at myself for 20 minutes, because not that I enjoy looking at myself, but I enjoy all the numbers and the projections that I'm crunching up here. And when we look at this game, here's a final score prediction. Might be outlandish to say, Friday morning or Friday early afternoon. I think the Mets hang 9 or 10 runs here against Texas today and just absolutely pummel Glenn Otto. So I'm thinking a final score of, let's just call it 9-5, working 9-5, Dolly Parton style, and we will move on from there. And again, Brandon Nemo, Starling Marte, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, and Jeff Mcneil. So until I see you again soon, enjoy the weekend. Be safe, be happy, enjoy the company of your friends and family and all the food that you eat. So until I see you again, be good, be safe, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.